It's Manchester United versus Arsenal in a retro versus rebuild today, using the 2000 database we showcased already on the channel by Mr. Tiny. So sit back and enjoy the nostalgia, and also the fact that my dad chose to manage Arsenal. 131 from 2 strikers. Dad, you buy a lot of Arsenal players, you decided to be Arsenal today.
Well, no, I didn't decide to be Arsenal. I just couldn't take Man United off you. I'd like to have been Man United to not to be Arsenal, but I'm just being fair, not really.
Well, yeah, he was like, yeah, all right, I'll be Arsenal. He was really up for it for some reason.
I mean, one of my favourite players in this particular year was Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah,
So-
which you do have in your team right now. I'm Manchester United, as we mentioned. We are going to go up against each other in this retro database, created by the same person that we used in the last retro database, Mr. Tiny. So this is access to everybody right now, so if you want to have a go on it yourself, I'll leave the links at the top of the description. So to set you back in time, this is roughly 2000 to 2001 season, coming off the back of the treble.
Yeah.
We have found a little bit of an error with it. It put Manchester United in the UEFA Cup and not in the Champions League, but that's just for the first season, by the looks of it, which he has now fixed anyway, but we'd already started it, so we just continued it anyway. Having a look at what happened back then, we've got Thierry Henry just signing from Juventus, Kanu just signing as well, so there's what's going on basically in the Arsenal side. Steve Bold's just left and gone to Sunderland, which is a bit of a shame. You quite like him, didn't you? And David Platt as well has just left at 33. And on the Manchester United side of things, it's actually not a great window, I don't think. We didn't actually bring anybody else in
no, we didn't
other
do anything,
than
did we?
one player for me. I brought in Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. I had a little bit of money. Dad didn't. They got rid of Peter Schmeichel,
Yeah.
which
was a big
huge
one.
loss.
Yeah.
Mikel Sylvestre was brought in and Jordi Cruyff was brought in. Now, Sylvestre was a good deal, I think. Jordi Cruyff was not. I don't really remember Jordi Cruyff ever lighting the things up
No, he didn't. No, he
like his dad did.
Nothing like his dad, no.
But I brought in Giovanni Van Bronckhorst for that left-back role. Fantastic player, especially in this database going forward. So, yeah, that's what we're looking like in this Manchester United side, transfer-wise. I went with a tactic which is very similar to what you would expect Alex Ferguson to have done back then. So, we've got Roy Keane, the ball winner.
I think the midfield picked itself, didn't it, for you?
Oh, God, yeah. Beckham on the wing, Giggsy on the wing, Scholes in that deep line playmaker role. And you can see, like, the database is very well put together because these are attributes taken from the game that this year that came out. So, very fit into what I think the players were like back then. Giggsy, absolutely incredible down that left-hand side. Van Bronckhorst fits in nicely. Now, the centre-backs, I think, are a little bit weak, actually. Stam, I don't think, is as good on here as what he was in real life. I think one of the most underrated centre-backs,
100%, yeah.
especially in the Premier League years. We've got Gary Neville, of course, who actually underrates himself. Every time you hear Gary Neville talk, he talks about how bad he was. I'm like, Gary, you are an unbelievable
He
fullback.
does criticise himself quite a bit, which is quite funny, isn't it?
Yeah, self-detrimental, but I think he wouldn't be a very good right back in these days because they're expected to do a lot more.
Yeah.
But what he actually did, he had a good cross on the ball, he was good overlap.
Well, he admits all he had to do was just get the ball to Beckham, didn't he?
Yeah, not much else you need to do, really, is it? And then we got Andy Cole and Dwight York up front, of course, the dynamic duo of those two and how much they cause a lot of terrors to defence. But on the bench, even, we've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's still really good, and Teddy Sheringham, and there's some few players coming through.
I think that
you
was
might
one of the
recognise.
big things when it actually happened was the sell of Andy Cole from Newcastle.
Yeah, that was a good turning point.
I can remember Kevin Keegan coming outside the ground and trying to explain it to the fans why he done it.
Yeah.
Because no one understood why he done it.
No, he was
really.
top scorer, wasn't he, for a
Yeah.
while? So, yeah, I mean, that time that he had at Newcastle, 34 goals in 40 games was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you come to Man United and really turn things around for us, really, in that Premier League era, the very early days of the Premier League. But we had so many good strikers. I mean, when he joined, obviously, we had some good ones there too. But Yorkie joined and, yeah, it really turned things around. I think defensively they looked a little bit weak at this point after the treble. But, yeah, there we go.
I think Bosniks was probably one of your weakest goalkeepers that you had.
We struggled goalkeepers all the way up until Van der Sar, really.
Yeah.
That's when we lost Schmeichel, we really did struggle. So let's have a look, Dad, at your team. So you're going for a 4-2-3-1 to kick things off. And if
I
you
wanted
did
to
pick
play
that
the 4-4-2, didn't I? But I just had my wingers was just so good, and I was losing them.
Yeah.
Overmars for a start, he just wouldn't get in any formation unless I put a winger in.
Yeah. You got Davor Suker up front. However, he has been injured for 5 to 7 months. So it's a big loss for
I'd
you.
done it from your first season.
But in a way, Thierry Henry comes in.
Yeah, it helped me because it brought Thierry Henry in earlier than I would have bought him in.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's still young and he hasn't quite developed yet, but he has the potential to be world class for you. And we know, obviously, that turns out to be quite true.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Petit goes fullback, which is quite interesting. But you've set him up as an inverted wing back, so he will sit in that midfield, which is what he's good at. Adams and Keown at the back. Two mainstays of Arsenal's defence, however, they are old now. Yeah, both.
I think this is the problem. 30s. I took this game over when these guys are just coming to the end of their
coming
career,
out of their peak.
Yeah,
because David Seaman's 35. So there's all these players that you will need to replace at some point. Youngberg is young, so you've got him to look into, and obviously Bergkamp, your favourite player.
Problem was he was 30 as well. I mean, he's a brilliant player, but he's not going to last me the 5 seasons. That's the problem, isn't it?
No, that's it. So, how have we been getting on? So, the start of Dad's season, in this first season, he has played me already in the Charity Shield and got tonked 5-1. So, as by the points, I've gained a point straight away, but you don't get points for winning the Charity Shield, just a game between us. In the Premiership, though, a draw to start things off against Everton, 2-2. And Genk, you beat them in both games to go into the Champions League. You're in the Champions League. I'm not, because of the how the database was set up.
We were like all over the place when it started. We were going, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I was like, I swear, we've just won the treble. Why are we not in the Champions League? Aston Villa lost against them 3-1.
Yeah.
They got a good team back then. Lee Hendry, and Dion Dublin.
He was a good striker at the time, but he's crap at his program that he's on now.
Oh, God, yeah. Holmes under the hammer.
When he does the commentary on Channel 4, is it?
Oh, it's awful.
Oh,
him and Sam Matterface.
Yeah, absolutely cringe.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's the Dad's start of the season. Let's have a look to see how I've been getting on at the start of the season instead. Everything's looking good, other than one. And this is why we're a bit confused, because I don't really remember this qualifying stage happening.
No.
But I had to qualify for UEFA Cup, which I did 4-0, 4-0. And then I had to go into like this weird group stage from the UEFA Cup. So correct me if I am wrong, but I don't remember it. Maybe it was how it happened back then. He might fix the database properly now after I erased what happened. Because I haven't played a Premier League game yet.
I'm going to say you played about 8 or 9 games before I played, didn't you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've played loads of games. I've even played the first round, beating Kaiserslautern. So I'm in some kind of second round against the French side Troyes there. But I have yet to play a Premier League game. So if you look at this, Dad's played 2 and got 1 point. I've played 0. And there's some teams who have already played 3. So it's all over the place right now. But as you can see, there's a lot of familiar names coming into this universe. So, and we've also used the file that you can get, so all of the new gens that come through are real players. Now we might not see many of them because they've been fixed to the point where they're not coming in as the best players in the world, but hey, by the end of 5th season, we might see some names popping up, like Wayne Rooney, like Cristiano Ronaldo. They will be appearing in this database at some point throughout the years, which is quite exciting if you want to do a long-term save on these retro databases, and we think we might do one very soon.
Yeah.
So that's just a bit of a heads up. Okay, first season then. I'm already a point ahead, but I am only in the UEFA Cup and Dad's in the Champions League, and I haven't played a league game yet, so I'm a little bit untested. Let's see what happens. Oh, God. Hurts my eyes. I mean, I've got a point for finishing higher than you, but I've allowed Liverpool to win the league there, which is 20 years earlier than what they did.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Oh, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. 93 points, you'd think any other day would win you the league title.
Yeah.
As Liverpool fans would probably know, they had a very similar total when Man City did it, didn't they? I actually lost less games than them. I lost to them as well at Anfield, but they you beat them. Well done. You beat them. There we go. So I haven't lost against you.
No.
I've only lost in 3 games, and I haven't drawn against you either, so that's an extra 2 points in the bag there, because I must have won 2 games. I did. I won 2-1 and 4-0 at Highbury.
Not good.
Not an Arsene Wenger's day. But there we go. You've qualified for the UEFA Cup, Dad. I'm in the Champions League qualification, apparently, to this, but we'll have to find out, I guess. How about other competitions? The FA Cup, which I'm not quite sure what it was called, but I know it's the FA Cup, but they always have different names.
Names,
yeah. Let's find out, shall we? Oh! So the UEFA Cup, I am the winner of, which is an extra 5 points.
You should have won that because you should have been in the Champions League. Really,
Yeah.
So your best team there going, really.
I beat Ajax in the final. If you look at Ajax's team, their key player is a goalkeeper who's Australian. So that's how good they were back then. I think that was at a point where Ajax's team had just been decimated after winning the Champions League in 95, I think. They just started to lose a lot of players, didn't they? I'll tell you what we have noticed about this database is Parma, obviously they got some cracking players. Buffon, Cannavaro, Thuram. They are on extremely high wages.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to us.
We couldn't touch anybody coming from Parma.
No, or Lazio. As soon as I had a little bit of money at the start of season 1, and I went for a Parma player. They wanted above 200 grand.
Yeah.
And I could not even afford that. So the money is realistic, because back then Italy had the most money.
That's what the money was, wasn't it?
Probably why they were in a lot of trouble about 10 years later.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So yes, anyway, I beat Ajax in the final of that cup competition. Let's have a look. Obviously, we've seen what I did first round. Second round, I went through 6-1. Round of 16, I knocked out Nantes, another French side there as well. Quarter-final, knocking out PAOK of Greece. Semi-final, knocking out Roma 4-1. And that's where Ajax defeated Parma on penalties. AXA FA Cup, which... I remember the Worthington Cup, but I don't remember it being called the AXA.
I think
FA
everybody
Cup.
You can give the FA Cup a funny name. No
They're
one's
just
going
going
to
to call it the FA
yeah.
Cup. Yeah, it's the Emirates FA Cup
Yeah.
in a minute, isn't it? I beat Tottenham in the final, 5-1. Darren Anderson, Tim Sherwood, David Ginola, and an alright team. Simone Inzaghi,
Well, we picked
Sol
the best.
Campbell.
We picked the best 2 teams of that year, didn't we?
Yeah.
I didn't have the choice of picking Spurs really, so.
Peter Crouch was on the bench.
But,
Look,
yeah, I mean, look at it. They weren't a good side then. Neither end of it.
no,
Really.
Ledley King. Look how bad Ledley King was.
I
Jesus,
mean, that guy there. I mean, how he played football through his career, I just don't
he
know.
never trained, did he?
No, he didn't. Just
Never
turned.
trained.
Just turned up on a Saturday.
So there we go. Right. So I didn't win any points winning the league, but I did win a UEFA Cup, which of course is 4 points. 5 points. It's 5 points for winning the UEFA Cup. It's 3 points for winning the FA Cup, but I can runner up in the Worthington Cup to Newcastle. So you didn't win anything there. You might have won the Champions League though. That was my biggest fear growing up.
Yeah.
Sean Goater.
Feed the goat. That's how I used to sing.
That's all you used to shout at me
Yeah.
every time Man City somehow managed to do Man United when they were awful. Luke, feed the goal and he will score. I'm like, shut up, Dad. As I'm crying. Let's have a look at the Arsenal side. How did you do in cup competitions? Semi-final of the Champions League by Lazio,
Yeah, so I've done quite well, really.
who have a very good team, by
Yeah.
the way. Knocked out by Tottenham in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. And... quarter-final by Man United. So that's another 2 points there, knocking you out of that cup competition. It was a 2-1 result there, so that's just 2 points knocking you out of that cup competition. Quarter-final by Tottenham, 3-2 loss as I defeated Liverpool 3-1. That's a very interesting set of fixtures there for the FA Cup. But this one, that must hurt.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you were, 5-4 on aggregate. So you only needed one more goal and it took it to extra time. It was a close one, really. But this Lazio team is incredible, by the way. The man I hate the most in football, Diego Simeone.
Most English people hate this guy. Man.
Yeah, can't stand him, especially around this time.
Yeah.
Alessandro Nesta, what a player he is. Absolutely insane, coming into his prime as well. They've got some class players at Lazio, and I think they only finished in 6th place. If you look at that, Juventus managed to win the league with 85. So you could just have a look at that and you just see the names. It just takes me back to my childhood. Really, really does. So there's some amazing players that will be coming through in the next couple of years as well. Champions League, you didn't manage to get to the final, but let's have a look at how you did. So in the group stage here, you defeat Real Madrid, Bordeaux, and Olympiacos in your group. You only lost one.
Yeah.
It's Bordeaux.
Unbelievable.
So you beat Real Madrid twice. You only conceded one goal against them too.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. Into the quarter-final, knocked out Bayern Munich, 5-1 on aggregate.
Good result.
Yeah, and that's when you lost to Lazio in the semi-final, who
Yeah.
went on to win it
Against
and
Milan.
played Milan in the final. I always forget that there was like 2 group stages back then.
Yeah.
And then straight into the quarters. It's weird, isn't it? How the format changes and you just completely forget that was the format. Dad, your Arsenal team got 41 goals from Thierry Henry, and it looks like he's definitely benefited from that.
I'm going to say, yeah, definitely done me a favour, done it really. Getting him going.
Absolutely.
So early.
Dennis Bergkamp got 18, as well as Kanu, who also got 18. So great season for Dennis Bergkamp. Kanu, who's only 23, that's somebody to pin your hopes on maybe in the future. And we got 33 assists from Mark Overmars there. That's nothing to be snuffed at, is it?
No.
That's an unbelievable achievement there, getting that amount. So that's really good. Your transfer budget for next season, though, £20 million. You might not think that's a lot, but in this database it is.
When you're losing the player that I'm losing, though, so I've got to spend some good money on replacing this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at like the money that players are worth, 20 million is kind of about 15 million, I'll probably say, in the database that you'd be used to now.
Yeah.
What am I looking at here? I'm trying to find. Here we go. So it gives you an example. So like there's Raquelme, for instance. It's like £6 million. So you can buy a world-class player for about £20 million. There's Monchella there, who is an incredible striker. For around about £20 million. So you can pick up players for good price. It's
Yeah.
just that you will be given less money. My Manchester United side, though, how many goals did we manage to get? 49 from Andy Cole in 53 games plus 4 appearances from the bench with 16 assists. Ollie Solskjaer with 34.
He was always one of those players that was never at the headlines, but he was always there.
Yeah, he was Mr. Reliable
Yeah.
for us when he never complained that he was on the bench.
No.
He seemed to play quite a lot of starts in that one, though. I'm
Yeah.
guessing Dwight York might have been injured or just didn't. Oh, he's been injured
Yeah.
by the looks of it. Oh, cruciate ligaments.
Oh, that's why he was
Wow,
in there,
yeah, so he's been out for the whole season, really, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has managed to play a lot of games, which is a shame because Dwight York had 12 and 16, so it could have been an even better season for me.
Yeah.
But Ryan Giggs at 25 and 29, David Beckham with 12 and 33, some really good assist amounts there. Even Roy Keane chipping in with 15 assists, so that's absolutely fantastic. What's his aggression like? 19. They've never met Roy Keane. Okay, my transfer budget for season number 2, £22 million, so very similar to Dad's. So let's have a look at the point system of season number 1. The season points for season number 1 is Omega Luke with 14, Omega Dad with 0. Well, it is 14-0, Dad, but we know that that can change very quickly.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. I'm not too worried at the moment.
I wouldn't be either.
One good season, I could be right back at you again.
Yeah, absolutely. So the transfer window that I had, I sold £18 million worth of players on the outs there. David May being one. Blomqvist going out for £11 million was very nice because it allowed me to bring in some quality players. Free transfer was Zlatko Zahovic. Slovenian. I don't really remember this guy being that good.
I don't
but
know.
he looks insane. I mean, he played for Porto, Olympiacos. He must have just had a 1-year deal at Olympiacos, which is a little bit strange because he was out of contract when I signed him. But I'll take it anyway. Torricelli from Fiorentina, £8.5 million. I bought him because he is a squad player. He plays naturally in so many roles.
We found this player, didn't we? And I didn't have enough money at the time, and I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to buy that player. And then you were looking at him and then going somewhere else, then go back to him, and I'm thinking, please don't buy this player. Like, and all of a sudden you went, oh, I'll buy that squad player. At least I can cover a few. That's done.
Oh, he's a perfect squad player.
And
Model
really,
citizen personality.
He does help you out as well, doesn't he? A
Yeah.
few times.
Yeah, if you get a bit injured, he just fits in anywhere.
Yeah.
Very strong left foot, very strong right foot. Don't need him to be a master of anything. He's just good at everything.
Yeah.
So there we go. He joins the club for just £8.5 million. And then Walter Samuel from Boca Juniors for $6 million is a really good backup centre-back for me right now, who hopefully in the future can become a first-teamer. Because he does, in the future, become a very good player.
Yeah.
We've seen it in real life. Walter Samuel play for Inter Milan. My tactics for this season, I'm going exactly the same.
Don't
I
blame
don't
me.
need to change it.
No, well, your midfield is just so good, and they're
Midfield's
they're
way
young
too
as
good.
well, aren't they? So,
Yeah. So Sylvester goes in the middle with Jaap Stam. I could have done with maybe a better centre-back. Oh, I have actually signed somebody else. But I signed a goalkeeper, Hans-Jörg Butt, from Hamburg. That's the position I thought I needed to bring in the most. There's a lot of goalkeepers that were belting around. Like, I seen at one point Buffon was cheap.
Yeah.
And then the wages, we were like, nope, can't get him.
No.
Barthez is knocking around. There's a very young Edwin van der Sar, but
Yeah.
not quite good enough. I went for world class right now in Hans-Jörg Butt. Jens Lehmann was another one.
Yeah.
That could be one for you in the future with...
We always used to laugh at him.
Arsenal.
People my age can remember him
Great
really
temper.
well. You just wouldn't learn to touch him, would you? He gets
Yeah.
so narky if someone even just touched him like
Yeah,
that, wouldn't he?
yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. Easy to wind up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's tactic I'm playing. As you can see, very similar to the first season in regards to the first 11. But Torricelli can help out there. You can help out anywhere, as well as the goalkeeper being changed around. Dad, what have you done so far in the transfer market? You bought in a Tottenham player.
I had to, didn't I? I've lost a top quality centre back. I had to bring one in. He's only 25 as well, so he was the best around him that I could get really in. So I got him in.
I mean, this would be 2001, and if I remember correctly, we went to an England game in 2001.
Yeah.
Sat in the front row
At Anfield it was.
at Anfield,
Yeah.
and Sol Campbell cleared a ball and hit the advertising board right in front of me, and I was like, oh my god, the size of the man. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he was-
6'2",
yeah.
but he's like that.
He was 6'2" wide as well, wasn't
Yeah,
he? He was
he's
massive.
absolutely huge, Sol
Yeah.
Campbell. And of course, he does make that move in real life to Arsenal, so very realistic to be fair.
Yeah.
£21 million, a bargain, if anything. You sold, though, Davor Suker after his season out £9.5 billion. I mean, I agree with that side that selling. To be fair, 'cause he's 32, so
€32. That was a good amount of money to get. Really,
he's already transfer listed by Atletico Madrid, which is quite funny to be fair.
Probably got injured again.
So yeah, you sold that amount, which allowed you to bring in some more. Now this one's a bit of a bargain, 20k. So if you do play this database, that's a good sign for 20k. That's just a bit of a filling player there. Juan Pablo Sorin, who is a left back from River Plate, who can also play further up or centre midfield. He's really good at kind of everything. I think I remember Serene.
Yeah, I can't. I'm usually good with faces and I don't recognise him.
No, I think I remember when he played for Argentina quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, there he's already got 29 caps. And then Ernest Faber from PSV Eindhoven. So I don't even have a face for him on this face pack. But yeah, he plays right back or centre back. Good player, to be fair, as a fill-in for you.
One of the things I did notice in my right back and left back positions were quite weak.
Yeah,
I was losing.
Winterburn was old.
Dixon and all that. I think I was losing
Dixon
all them.
That great.
No.
Ashley Cole, unfortunately, doesn't. I think you got him in your youth team.
He was in the youth team, I remember, wasn't he?
Yeah. But remember, I said all the new gens come through. There's Ali Adier, so that's the first coming through. But yeah, Ashley Cole. He doesn't look very good at all. No. So maybe, and he's from Barbados, according to this. So there we go. If I have a look at the Man United Youth Academy that's just come through, you will see names like Darren Fletcher, who, remember when I highlighted this database, was way overpowered. So you can see that that's now been fixed. And also the creator of the database told me that he has really nerfed the Saudi clubs. If you remember rightly in that video, all the Saudi clubs were still what they would be now. They were buying all the players. Which obviously back then didn't really. A lot of those clubs already didn't even exist or
didn't know.
Have like semi-professional. Don't think Saudi even had that much money back then. So Darren Fletcher has been a bit nerfed as well as the Saudi club. So it's a lot more realistic now. So those are the players coming through. Now going back to you, of course. Oh, you're about to play a game, but never mind. You changed tactic, Dad.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, still had to keep the wingers in. I just wanted to be a little bit more sort of attacking. I mean, my midfield was quite good. That's a realistic midfield that we had as well.
Yeah, Petit's amazing.
Yeah,
obviously Vieira's there.
I mean, that was the reason why I knew I had to get a good left back in, because Petit kept on dropping into the left back position, didn't I? So I lacked up on losing him in the position where I wanted to play him, really. So yeah, and Bergkamp going next to Henry.
Yeah.
With Nürnberg behind him and Overmars feeding him. That was Arsenal back then, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's have it. See how you've been getting on. It's all wins from here.
Yeah.
However, you've had the same thing as me, but you have played 2 games in the Premiership, which I didn't get to do. You scored 6 goals in both of those games. 6-1 against Southampton, 6-0 against Derby County. Then you only just scraped through this game here, 19-0, before playing.
They were fighting over the match ball, these guys, weren't they?
Yeah, they had to get multiple match balls out. So just the 19-0 there in front of 2,000 people, which they didn't even have a stadium, this club here. So from Crimea. Oh, bloody hell. Like, what's going on? You've battered some teams there in the UEFA Cup, so you've qualified for that. For this upcoming season. Let's have a look, see what I've been doing. So we haven't played each other yet. There's no points being dished about. I did beat Liverpool in the Charity Shield despite them winning the league 4-1. I know it's nice and comfortable with a Giggs hat-trick there. Robbie Fowler got on the score sheet for Liverpool. There's Robbie Fowler at the age 25. I love Robbie Fowler. Yeah, I know obviously he's a Liverpool fan, he's a Liverpool player, but when he moved on from Liverpool, that's when I started to really enjoy Robbie Fowler. I just find him hilarious, to be honest. I think he's really good. Nottingham Forest 7-0 against them, got Wimbledon 4-0 and West Ham 5-0, but then I drew to Middlesbrough 1-1. Keith O'Neill getting an equaliser there from Andy Cole's first goal. Champions League then, so I've got the Champions League group stage here, Bate, Borisov, Feyenoord and Porto, but of course that's just the first stage of the group, then it should go into 2, I think. I don't know whether it's set to change or anything like that. We'll have to just find out. So, after a bit of a tonking in season number 1, 14-0 from the points, see if Dad can claw some points back in season number 2. After we hear from our sponsor, Manscaped. Top of the morning to you. I've got a terrible Irish accent. This episode is brought to you by the St. Patrick's Shamrock Shavers, Manscaped. And this year, don't just chase the rainbows, make your own pot of gold and groom your little leprechaun with the leaders in below-the-belt care. Say goodbye to your clover forest by using Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. And if you head on to manscaped.com and use my code OMEGA, you can get yourself 20% off and free shipping. Meet your new lucky charm on St. Patrick's Day, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This trimmer comes with 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, one for a classic trim, and a new foil blade to go smoother wherever your heart desires. Equipped with dual LED spotlights, navigate your Shamrock patch in peace. Worried you'll make a mess? Fear not, this wonder is waterproof, shaved by the misty moors under the waterfall, or the shower as we call it. But trimming the hedges is not just for below the belt. Think about your beard too by using the Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Whether you're sculpting your beard or cleaning up your neckline, these are the right tools for the job. It has an interchangeable guard with a little dial which gives you access to 20 different lengths of shaving. So head on over to manscaped.com and use my code OMEGA. I'll leave a link at the top of the description. Get yourself 20% off and free shipping. Season number 2, champions.
By a mile.
Losing just one game as well.
Ooh. Who was that one game against, please?
It was against Liverpool at Anfield, unfortunately for you. 103 points. I didn't even draw against you, Dad. I beat you twice again.
7-1.
7-1 at Old Trafford, 3-1 at Highbury. So that's 4 points winning the league. 2 extra points there for beating you. 103 points. Now, I learned an interesting fact. I've seen it on Twitter, so it might not be true. But, obviously Arsenal bang on about the Invincibles. They talk about, obviously, that's the greatest feat in Premier League history. But did you know that season, according to the post that I seen on Twitter, which may or may not be true, that Arsenal lost more games that season than Manchester United lost in the 99 treble winning season. But it just so happens they lost in the league more, but they won every other cup competition.
Yeah.
Whereas the Arsenal,
they won the league.
They lost some cup games, lost in the Champions League or other European.
Never lost in the league.
But never lost in the league. So their invincible side, according to this Twitter post, again, that may or may not be true, lost more games than Man United's treble winning side. I thought that's quite an interesting fact.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's never been brought up, so
no.
I hope it is true.
Yeah. So every time now an Arsenal fan goes, yeah, but you never win invincible, I can go, yeah, but according to this Twitter post that I seen, that was may or may not be true. Screw you. I gotta chuck fingers up to somebody. Goals-wise, Andy Cole got 26 this season. Ryan Giggs and David Beckham had the 2 highest average rating.
See, Alan Shearer's starting to come through as well then.
Yeah, Alan Shearer got 25 goals. I say coming through. He's 30.
He's prime, isn't it?
Yeah, he's absolutely in his prime.
Was he?
It's when he lost a bit of his pace because of his knee injury.
Yeah.
Top 3 goal scorers, Zella, all play for Newcastle.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Ryan Giggs and David Beckham had the 2 highest assists. Overmars was 10 behind Beckham. I scored so many goals that season.
I mean, just that fact you just said there, the 3 league goal scorers that played for
Newcastle.
It was close to playing for Man United as well.
Yeah. To be fair, Alan Shearer almost made the move.
We have spoken about that in the past about Alan Shearer not playing for Man United, and I would like to be to sit down with an evening and speak to him and ask him honestly.
Yeah.
I know you always say you know
I never regret it. Yeah.
But you never won. You know, he won the Premier League, didn't he? But he never won anything else apart from that.
Yeah.
Really. If you could have had 3 seasons at United
and then gone to Newcastle.
would you have done it? Because one of those seasons would have been the treble winning season.
Yeah, would have been.
So
because instead, didn't they sign Teddy Sheringham instead?
No, I think they did. Yeah, which I was really surprised because he came from Spurs, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he had that knack of Fergie, didn't he? Of picking players out, even though they were coming to the end of their career, and getting 1 or 2 good seasons out of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Robin Van Persie.
Oh, I mean,
thank you very much for the Guard of Honour.
We could never believe how well he played that one season. Yeah. He went from being injury prone to playing nearly every game.
Just to be the MVP. To win the league. Now he's like, I'd love it because he's like a Man United legend. He played that for 2 seasons. Like the other day, we had him down Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, come to Old Trafford. And he's there like getting cheered by everybody. Way!
And he should be an Arsenal legend, really.
Yeah, because he was there for like 8-9 years or whatever it was. 134 goals until it was. That Liverpool got 121. You got 117. There's a goals fest in the Carling Premiership back then. And it was mainly thanks to Manchester United, Liverpool and Arsenal. We're on Manchester United. Did I win any other cup competitions? Champions League!
Oh, well.
Let's go! You knocked me out of the Worthington Cup, Dad.
Oh.
So that's a couple of points there for you.
I'm up and running then.
Yeah, you knocked me out of that. And you've gone on and won it.
Oh, yes.
So there's 3 points there.
I'm up and going then.
So you got 5 points in total there for knocking me out. But unfortunately, that gets white because I won 7 points for winning the Champions League, defeating Milan in the final. Yeah. You might have won some more points, though. You're in your own cup competitions, of course. All groups, let's have a look. So I got Galatasaray, Hamburg and Valencia in that second phase group stage Quarter-final, I knocked out Dortmund. In the semi-final, it was Bayer Leverkusen. I think back then was Ballack. Zeriberto and Ballack, is that right? I mean, Zeriberto was unbelievable, but yeah, I've got a feeling that they had the likes of Ballack, Ramelow, Schneider. Wow, Melito's there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got some quality players coming through. There's Michael Ballack. He's on the bench. Probably didn't play on the bench, but
He
yeah,
was a good player.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable talent. So yeah, they got a cracking team even back then. So, and then into the final was when I played Milan 3-1 in that final. Oliver Bierhoff scored 1. Andy Cole got a hat-trick. So just 2 seasons after winning the Champions League, I won another 2 European trophies. Let's go. Did you win anything else other than the FA Cup? Nearly. The UEFA Cup. You got to the final. Leeds and Alan Smith. Did he score in the final? No. Darren Huckabee scored. Oh, Darren Huckabee, who's unbelievably fast on this. I don't know whether Darren Huckabee was that quick.
No, I didn't know he was that quick.
But they got the likes of David Batty, Popescu,
Gary Kelly,
Michael Dubry.
Yeah,
he was an odd nut, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, that, I feel harsh, but that's only giving him 19 strength.
Yeah.
Michael Dubry, he was so solid. Nigel Martin, of course, he was down from down here.
Yeah.
Was picked up from Bodmin, was it?
No.
I thought it was Bodmin.
It is one of the corner
St. Blazy, something like that.
St. Blazy was,
St. Blazy.
Yeah.
Ian Hart as well. Brad Frieda was on the bench. So they do have some recognisable players.
Yeah.
And Lucky Horse is there. Haaland's dad.
Yeah.
After Roy Keane broke his knee, whatever it was. So yeah, they defeated you in the final, Dad, unfortunately. Let's have a look to see your run of getting there. So the first round was when you knocked out Sion, which I think we'd already seen. The second round is when you knocked out Vitória of Portugal. Round of 16, Fenerbahce after extra time. The quarterfinal was Besiktas. Semi-final was against Roma.
Ooh.
So that was a good win.
The British teams knocked out the Italian teams.
Yeah, into the final. Right, fair enough. The runner-up of the FA Cup, Aston Villa. On penalties as well. Dion Dublin, probably. Semi-final, knocked out Liverpool 4-0. There was a bunch of 4-0s there.
Yeah.
Quarter-final, Grimsby Town. Well done, Grimsby, getting to the quarter-final. Fifth round was when I was eliminated by Aston Villa. After extra time, you knocked out Chelsea. Good run for you. Absolutely, knocked out
Who
Liverpool.
did score the goals for Villa then? In the final.
What, in the final?
Yeah.
It was done on penalties eventually. Boxic. Gareth Barry, 95th minute to take it. You played Jerome Aliadier and he scored 2 in the final. Fair play. He must have had some injuries or something. They didn't miss a penalty. Who missed for you? Campbell. Can't write the storylines.
No.
That's fair enough. Let's have a look at your goals tally. 57 goals in 57 games from Thierry Henry. 38 from Dennis Bergkamp. Look, 22 from Kanu, 22 from Ljungberg. Just goals flying out of our ears here.
I did say the attack force just spoke for itself, didn't it, really?
How fun is this database, by the way?
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Your transfer budget for next season, £18 million.
Ain't good, is it?
No, but it's all right. It's a good amount. Let's have a look at mine. 49 goals from Andy Cole, 30 for Solskjaer. Dwight York, 22. Dwight York stepped off after doing his cruciates. 32 assists from David Beckham and 37 from Giggs. Bloody hell.
They just bombed down the wings,
They're
didn't
just
they?
69 assists from 2 players. That's just phenomenal numbers. Just outrageous stuff.
And that's so realistic as well. That's exactly how it was.
Yeah, they were very good at that.
I mean, Beckham's passing of a ball was, he just put it onto a penny when he just drop it right there when he feared.
Couldn't ask much more of Baxter. I've got less money, Dad. £17 million. But there we go. Let's have a look at what we do with it after the points. So season number 2, Omega Luke with 13 points. Omega Dad with his first points on the tally, he's got 5, which means the total points is Omega Luke with 27, Omega Dad with 5. Dad, you had David Seaman retire this season.
There's a problem with that, isn't it? The first season I got to replace my centre back.
Martin Keown, yeah.
Now I've got to replace my keeper, and when you're getting this amount of money to play with, you're buying one player, and that's your budget gone.
Yeah.
So you have got to sell some of your good players, and unfortunately, Overmars was the tack that I was going to play. Overmars was one of my sort of extras that I could afford to get rid of, really.
Yeah, which weirdly enough, I think he actually went to Barcelona.
Yeah, did you?
Which is quite funny. So you've lived up to expectations and reality and actually done exactly the same as what he did. But you went for £23 million, which allowed you to bring in some more players. Now, you started off by splashing the cash on a huge centre midfielder, Juan Sebastian Veron. So you stole a Man United player.
Yeah.
We didn't do that well for Man United, to be fair, but we did buy him from Lazio after he was one of the best midfielders in the in the world.
I mean, my strike force
Varane.
speaks for itself, really. So I haven't got to touch the strike force. So
Yeah.
I added to obviously get a centre back in, and I've strengthened my midfield. Definitely, I have got to do that. So
Oh, he's incredible.
Yeah.
2 very good seasons there at Lazio. But then you need the goalkeeper.
yeah,
You got one on a free transfer in Fabian Barthez. Once again, you stole a Man United player.
I couldn't believe I got him on a freebie as well.
Yeah.
So that really helped me out with the money, so I could go off and strengthen the other positions really. So
Great
I was pleased with
goalkeeper,
that. Yeah.
but very eccentric. As
Yeah, he
they've,
was, yeah.
Put 20
Yeah.
there, so you never know what he's going to do, really.
he proved that in the seasons he played for you,
Yeah,
didn't he?
but maybe
He was good, though.
I really do think he was. You know when you always say like, "Oh, ahead of his time."
Yeah.
Fabian Barthez.
Yeah.
Do you think the goalkeepers now all at the feet?
Yeah.
Play at their feet. They're the playmaker at the back. They're the
Yeah.
ones who set the tempo
He
of
did
how
like
the
doing that, didn't he?
team
Like,
plays.
throw the ball out very quickly or play with his feet. He did like doing it.
Yeah.
He got caught a couple of times, but he got away with it.
The
most
amount of
the
times
time.
you see him on the halfway line with the ball, and you're like, what are you doing up there? He is one of those goalkeepers, but
Yeah.
way ahead of his time with passing ability, kicking of 20. Look, they've got him down to a T, I think, on this game.
Yeah.
So Fabian Barthez, great goalkeeper to bring in. Better than David Seaman, actually, on this game, I think. But then you got some other players as well. Daniel Anderson come in on a free from Barry.
Yeah.
Good midfielder there.
Midfield player in, strengthening it up. Yeah.
Sergi Rebrov, who did he play
Yeah.
for? Spurs.
Yeah.
I always remember him playing for Spurs. So the
He was a
Ukrainian.
good little player,
He's
actually.
a cracking player.
Yeah, he was.
Quite-
Yeah.
Quite good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Reached his
good
peak with
reserve.
Spurs.
Good reserve, really, just in case I did get any injuries up there.
Yeah.
So
Daniel Van Boyten, I remember, at Standard Liège. Very
Yeah.
good centre back there. Lacked a bit of pace, but there we go. And then finally, we've got Paolo from Lazio, because I'm not saying that last name because I'll get cancelled. So there we go. The Italian plays centre back, all right back.
Yeah.
Very good. Some cracking.
I mean, really,
attributes
I've just bought probably about 3 good squad players, really, just to
Yeah.
help me out, really.
Yeah, to fill out that team. You've gone for a diamond down,
Yeah.
narrow one.
Yeah.
That's the reason, obviously, you got rid of Overmars. You've
Yeah.
still got Youngberg, who can play centrally, but Bergkamp.
I mean, those
on
three
right
there,
up
I'm
front.
never going to replace those three. So just help them really, try and get players around them to help them really.
Yeah.
I mean, that midfield now is just solid, isn't it?
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
You know, that is a really good midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony Adams is kind of your weak point, I think,
He is,
maybe
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But the rest of the team around him is very good indeed. Let's have a look, see what I've done. I've only done 2 bits of signings, to be fair, and I haven't sold anybody for massive amounts of money either. The first signing I made was Michel Salgado, £18 million, a cracking right back, slightly better than Gary Neville on this because of his pace. I think, obviously, in Football Manager, pace runs was better than most things, to be fair. But he also has 20 off the ball, so going forward, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's just defensively, Gary Neville has his number, I think. But cracking player, good upgrade for £20 million. But then, growing up, I had one player who was my favourite foreign striker. I fell in love with him, and I got him on a free transfer. It's Gabriel Batistuta. Oh, I love him so much.
He was out of a striker, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. And yes, he is. And I've managed to pick him up
On a freebie. I mean,
on a free transfer. One of my all-time favourite players, one of my all-time favourite strikers, who I would have loved to have seen in the Manchester United shirt. I've made it happen in this.
I mean, this is
That's what
probably.
this database
I reckon
does.
this is probably over the series. This is probably your best signing. Where my keeper, my last one was my best season.
Yeah.
Signing, I think, really,
So far, yep.
because we got him for free.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
1 goal in 3 appearances so far, but that will change, hopefully. Let's have a look at the tactic. It's exactly the same. But does he go in? Now, I've had a weakness, I think, with York or Solskjaer. Batistuta fills that role. He is very good with his left foot, very strong left foot. As you can see, he's got both, so he fits in next to Andy Cole perfectly. The rest of the team looks exactly how you'd expect it. Although Torricelli has gone right back because he
Yeah.
can literally just go, where's your weakness to? Well, I'll play there.
Yeah.
That's what he does best.
But he's not going to play in midfield, is he?
No, so I mean, yeah, he can get in front of Roy Keane. He's just there as a backup, I guess. But there we go. Let's have a look at the schedule then so far. So I've actually lost the game to Derby County, unfortunately. In the Charity Shield, beat Aston Villa 5-0, Coventry 6-0, Nottingham Forest 6-1. My Champions League group stage start of it is Barcelona, Dinamo Minsk, and Valur from Iceland. So word on to them to getting into the Champions League. Let's have a look at Dad's fixtures then, because you're winning every single game, but you haven't played a Premier League game yet.
No, we only conceded 1 goal out of all those games as well, so I was pleased with that.
You have, yeah. You haven't played anybody. It's been hard,
No,
though.
that's the problem. It is.
I mean, Nice is
It's
not
games,
the Nice that
it's
we know
games I
now.
should be winning with like, and I could rest 3 or 4 players really
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
the squad that I've got.
Okay, so season number 2. No, season number 3. Let's see how this one plays out. Season number 3, and I'm champions again with 100 points.
We won it by a mile
Cannot
again.
catch Liverpool though, Dan.
No, they just can't overtaken them at Torquay.
They are finishing second each
points behind
season.
them.
Only lost 2 games.
Come on, please, be both mine.
No.
I can't beat you at Torquay.
A lot of the points added there, but you lost 6. There's 2. There's another 6 points right there. Unfortunately, Dad, it's becoming a bit of an onslaught. Batistuta with 38 goals. 8 more than Thierry Henry there with 30. He also had the highest average rating, and Ryan Giggs had the most assists. But the most player of the matches, Thierry Henry with 12. He's had a great season there.
Shea Given with best keeper, lad.
Yeah, clean sheets of 18.
Good keeper.
Fair play. Okay, so great season for me. We're on Manchester United competitions. I won both cups as well. The domestic treble. And I got to the semi-final of the Champions League. The AXA FA Cup, I beat Derby County 4-0 in the final of that one. And the Worthington Cup, I beat Arsenal.
Oh dear.
So another 2 points for that one. Right, let's put you out of your misery. Where did it all go wrong?
I turned up.
Oh, not trying the semi of the FA Cup too. Another 2 points. God, this was a bad season for you.
Yeah.
Quarter-final by Aston Villa. That's a shame. That is a shame.
Being knocked out by this British clubs.
Yeah, I mean, he's stuffing teams on the way there as well, which is the annoying thing. I did not have a look at this. Oh, but they beat me 5-4. 4-4 in the second leg to go on to face AC Milan and win it, Atletico Madrid.
Milan got there again.
Yeah, which is weird because if you think Atletico Madrid were relegated in 2000.
Yeah.
So this is like the 3rd season, 2003. They've actually, stayed up, the main thing.
Yeah.
But they've gone on and won the Champions League within 3 years.
It's good.
Yeah, so instead of actually being relegated. 51 and 50 from Thierry Henry with 10 assists. Carrying your side right now.
Yeah.
If you didn't have him, you'd be absolutely screwed. Kanu with 26 and 24. That's not bad off the bench. Patrick Vieira with 18. Where is Dennis Bergkamp? 38, 14 and 18.
Yeah, he's 33 now, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dropping off a bit.
That's the problem I've got now. That's another player I'm probably going to have to replace, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to have to find a better striker, I think. Assist-wise, you got Sorin from left-back getting 28. Veron getting 18. So that was 2 good signs from Argentina, I think.
Yeah.
Transfers, you only got 9 million to do it. Only got 9 million, unfortunately.
One player with that.
Yeah. Let's have a look, though. 65. 65 goals in 55 starts for Gabriel Batistuta. Oh, my God. That is unbelievable. What?
Can't touch it, can you?
33 from Andy Cole. 26 and 35 from Ryan Giggs. 24 and 23 from David Beckham. Huge seasons from them as well. The transfer budget, I've got £13 million, so not too much there. And I'm also, looks like my staff is trying to bring in Luther Blissett as the under-18s manager. So
To be honest, you don't even have to spend the 13 million. You probably have another good season, wouldn't you?
yeah, that's the thing. Right. Okay, let's have a look at the points tally for season number 3. Season number 3, Omega Luke with 15. Omega Dad with 0, meaning the total points is now Omega Luke with 42, Omega Dad with 5. On to season number 4 then, Dad.
Yeah.
You need a miracle, but
More than a miracle.
you just never know. You sold a few players. You've got Uj Faluzi, who you signed obviously for really cheap for 20k. Sold him for £7.25 million, so good business there.
Yeah.
And Silvini also left for 7.75 million, so another bit of good business. Matthew Upson going for 4.2, and you brought in some cracking players. So let's take a look. Montella was the first one, free transfer from Roma.
Good striker for a free transfer.
Unbelievable striker. I mean,
Oh,
imagine
really
seeing
appreciate
this
some.
on like the modern day database.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be like, oh my, he's the best player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Eric Carreri from Nantes.
Yeah.
I don't recognise him. I don't
No,
think.
I don't. I just got him to strengthen the midfield. I mean, see him on midfield in the last season. You know it's a really strong midfield, so he's not going to get into teams. It's just anybody gets injured, really.
Yeah. Christian Vieri, I definitely remember him.
Yeah.
Playing alongside R9 up front.
Yeah.
Inter Milan.
I mean, the finishing of 18, he's a beast as well, isn't he?
He's
So,
unbelievable.
yeah.
Another world-class striker being brought in. However, he does have an injury. He's been out for a while as well.
Yeah.
But you've got a lot of options, I think, with Omri as well as Montella. And then Ola Tobiasson, who I do vaguely remember, but we haven't got a face for him, so I can't picture him as well. But very like a really good right back.
Yeah.
Great acceleration. The Great Dane. Tactics, change it again.
Yeah, well, I've got to do something, haven't I? I've just brought in 2 world-class strikers, so I've gone 3 up front.
Absolutely. Vieri, Omri, Montella. You've got Veron, Vieira, and Anderson in midfield.
I've still got Bergkamp in the team there, so if one of those guys up front gets injured,
Yeah.
he just slots right in as well.
Yeah, and Rebrov, obviously, and
Yeah.
Kanu, too, who's scored you quite a lot of goals.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of backup options,
Yeah.
especially with going for it up front. But I have made one of my favourite signings of all time. I sold Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for £10 million, Zahovic for £10 million, and I brought in Cannavaro, who no is not the player I am alluding to, for £24 million, the future Ballon d'Or winner he would be in 2006.
He's another hell of a player, really.
Oh, unbelievable.
The Italians had some really good players.
Yeah. And the fact that he was 5'9",
Yeah.
and was the best defender in the world.
Yeah.
Picked him up, though, for £24 million from Parma. He's one of the players I tried to go for earlier, but couldn't get him because of the wages. He now accepted 150 million. 150k. I bet he would fit.
Yeah,
150 million. 150k per week he accepted. Fair play. But then I went and signed Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Strike force that you got now is just way better than mine now, I think.
Yeah. I think it was the same year, if not the year after, we actually signed Ruud.
Yeah, we did speak of this when you actually bought this player, but what actually happened to him as well, wasn't
Because
it?
they went to sign him, he'd done some kind of really bad knee injury.
Yeah.
I think it was his knee. And then Alex Ferguson went and seen him and said, "Don't worry, we'll still sign you next year. Just make sure you come back fit." Because he obviously played for PSV Eindhoven, did very well there. So yeah, I brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy into the club to go alongside Andy Cole and Batistuta. I also got Lilian Thuram, one of the best centre midfielders or centre backs and right backs in the world. And on this game, he is absolutely exceptional. 115k per week he accepted on a free transfer from Parma. So this is where the Premier League starts to take over.
Yeah.
The Serie A, in real life, it kind of happened as well. In terms of money and fame and everything in between. They've started to make the move across. You signed Montella, Vieri. I got Thuram and Cannavaro. We're picking these players off from the Italian leagues and Batistuta the season before. So that's exactly what we're doing. My tactic, I'll keep it exactly the same. I have not touched it. Not touched it. I think the only thing I actually changed throughout this 4 seasons so far is change that to an inverted fullback. Just to solidify this for when Thuram goes in, because he's very good at the back. So now I've got Samuel, who has increased and got better. I've also got Cannavaro and Thuram. So 3 centre-backs there who will fit in because Thuram does slot in here, whilst Torricelli or whoever Van Bronckhorst, my left-back is at the time, can bomb forward. Beckham on the right, Giggs on the left, Scholesy and Keane holding the fort in the midfield, Batistuta and Van Nistelrooy up front. Yes, please. That would have been my dream going up.
Yeah.
That would have been absolutely my dream. I got half of it. Van Nistelrooy was part of it, obviously. Schedule then. Let's have a look so far. What I've been doing. I lost to Liverpool in the Charity Shield. Southampton 7-0. Galatasaray. For some reason, I had to qualify for the Champions League, and I'm not sure why. I won the league. But anyway, I went to Galatasaray and beat them 3-0.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Bingo card. We haven't had a bingo card today. Went to Hillsborough and also won 1-0, and Blackburn at Ewood Park 5-1. Portsmouth I beat 6-0 in the Football League Cup so far. We haven't played each other yet, but this is my Champions League group stage. I've been playing final every single bloody season. Slavia Prague and Sturm Graz. Okay, Dad, you'll start the season. You've had the qualifying stages again, which included a 23-0 opener where Henry got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals. And it was 12-0 at half-time to poor old Barrytown.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
You come to see the mighty Arsenal, and you've seen the mighty Arsenal.
23-0, but it didn't stop there. They weren't the only double figures. It seemed like every other game was a double figure match, and that is actually true. 11-1 against Dnipro, 15-2 there against Sligo, 10-0 against Trabzonspor, and 11-2 against Lechia Gdansk. What is going on? Now you've got to play at home park.
I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, so not going to win that one. Yeah, the rest of the fixtures, though, you drew, unfortunately, to Bradford, which means you've dropped some points there, but you did beat Sheffield Wednesday 6-0. 4th season, Dad's got
a miracle.
A lot of catching up to do. Miracle. I think it might be over already, but we'll have to find out.
I think so, yeah.
Season number 4, I'm champions, but you are very close.
I got a lot closer than I managed to do Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
So we pulled away from Liverpool now.
92 points, has won the league quite a lot of times.
Yeah.
I lost 3 games. You actually only lost 2.
I've had a better season then.
You have.
Please tell me one of them wasn't you. Or both of them weren't you.
Well, you beat me twice.
Oh, get in.
So out of my 3 losses, you beat me twice. So that's 2 points clawed back straight away there.
I'm on the up.
You lost to Liverpool at Anfield and Blackburn at Highbury. I think you just drew too many.
Yeah.
8 draws there. It's
Cost me,
way too many. 5-5, 3-3. There's a lot of 3-3s in there. Bad season. Oh, Man City's gone down. See you later. Unlucky. We'll see you in about 15 years when the oil money comes. Well, it's about 10 years, isn't it? When the oil money comes in. Ruud van Nistelrooy and Batistuta, 35 and 34.
No surprise there, was it?
They're also the 2 highest average rating. I mean, Batistuta's average rating of an 8.12 across the season, where he scored 34, is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is incredible. But Montella has the most assists this season.
And he's been the
Not
player of the
Ryan
match
Giggs
as
or
well.
Beckham, yeah. Damien Duff in a Liverpool shirt's a bit weird.
Yeah.
That's a bit strange. Not
not
used to
right, is
that.
it? No.
But there we go. Montella had the highest amount of player of the matches and clean sheets. Your butt. Dida is at Tottenham, which I just find hilarious. So there we go. And Fabian Barthez only had 11 as well. Roy Keane had the second highest amount of yellow cards. Nobody's seen that coming.
With David Batty right behind him.
Yeah, of course.
I think the biggest surprise is Paul Robinson beating him.
I know, yeah. Paul Robinson loved a bit of a tackle, but still. There we go. He was actually quite good there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At Southampton. We're on Manchester United. Let's have a look at the other competitions. Did I manage to win anything else? Oh! I can close to winning everything. Runners up in the Champions League and the Worthington Cup, but I did win the AXA.
So you won the
FA
league
Cup.
and got to the final of everything.
Yeah, I did the Liverpool and won out. Played every single game possible. I even
Yeah.
played the Charity Shield. Runner up the Champions League. Who beat me? Juventus.
The Italian side, yeah. They keep getting there, don't they?
Yeah,
keep
Filippo
getting there.
Inzaghi, they're holding on, aren't they? Look at the pace and acceleration of that. I mean, his off the ball of
Finishing
8 is a
20
little
as
bit.
well.
I mean, I say that actually. Off the ball as 8 is very accurate. In fact, it should be less because that guy was born offside.
Yeah.
Inzaghi's
About it, he
offside
was
again.
so quick.
Yeah.
He never used to get himself back again.
No,
he just
no.
sort of ambled back again, didn't it? Because back in them days, it was like any player was offside. If you were the wrong side of the defender,
Yeah. You just get caught on
yeah,
it.
it was killed. It was so annoying. One of the best rules they brought in was you had to be interfering with play.
Yeah, yeah. Zamorano was there, 8.64 average rating. Look at the state of that for the Chileans. We're about to retire now. Okay, how did I get on then? So the quarterfinal, I knocked out Atletico Madrid. Semi-final, knocked out Bayern Munich 4-3 after. Wow, I was 3-1 down as well into the final against Juventus. So there's a couple of seasons without winning that one. AXA FA Cup, though, I did win. I beat Nottingham Forest in the final. Fair enough. You had a lot of top scorers, so I'd imagine you would have been around
Andy
there.
Williams from Fargo.
Yeah, go on, Andy. I don't remember him at all, but there we go. Semi-final.
Yes.
5-1.
Didn't want to
That's
see that.
another 2 points. Hey, Dad, look who's also there. Emi Weski. One of your favourite players.
Oh, he was the person who never had the first touch when I was trying to think of back in whenever videos
Well, they
we've done.
give him 17, yeah?
That's never ever true. His first touch was the hardest first touch. He used to hit him and just. I used to say he was so muscly, it just hit him and just go off.
Yeah.
He was the player that you had to put the ball through the space and he ran onto
In it
it,
first
and
time.
then he was lethal. Then
Yeah, that's what I always say about Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling has too much time, he's flumped it.
Yeah.
If he has no time to think, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And that first touch, he's like, oh, give him a chance to have a shot with a first touch, he might score it. If you put him through one-on-one, he's just got to keep it a beat. You think, oh, well, go kick. So there we go. All right, okay. FA Cup, that was one. Worthington Cup, runners-up to Liverpool.
Well, that means I won nothing then.
No. Did I knock you out of it? No. Liverpool knocked you out 8-5 on aggregate. I knocked out Tottenham. So both North London clubs
So
going
I'm
out.
getting close to the finals.
Yeah. Well,
We're in the final, losing to you.
you're in the UEFA Cup. Maybe you won that one. Oh! 2 semi-finals and a runner-up.
Better be an Italian side, isn't it?
Rennes.
Oh,
Oh, we all love Rennes. We all love Rennes.
that's even worse, isn't it?
The team that I hate the most. Who have Raquelme, by the way. So that's something. On a free transfer. Oh, you could write it, could you? Into Rennes. You beat Austria. Whatever they are. Round of 16. That's proper thrown me off. Beat Rangers 3-2.
Oh, dear.
Quarter-final
I
beating
could
Lille.
cry.
Semi-final beating Boavista 6-3. I think you
I
had
mean, you
lost
just
to
look at it
Rennes.
and you just think, why am I losing against teams like that?
The reason why I hate them, there was a bogey team for me in a previous save. I've got nothing against them
No.
personally. It's just they cost me in a save, but now I love them. In this example, anyway. But two
That one
semi-finals.
game's probably cost me the whole series.
Yeah, if you won that,
you was in trouble then.
Yeah, that would make me sweat in that final year, definitely. Only 40 points out of you. Goals, though. Thierry Henry
again, like, he's doing the job for me, though, isn't he?
57 and 25 assists.
I mean, look at my strike force there, look.
That's nearly 100 goals. Nearly 200 goals between four players.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Montello with 39 assists and 42 goals.
Brilliant, isn't it? Just couldn't get me defence right.
No. I think that's what's cost you this whole series.
Oh, 100%.
Really do.
Yeah.
That defence.
I mean, I probably had one of the best defences in the Premier League with Tony Adams in
Keown.
Like
2 years before this.
Yeah, and I just got them too late.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Tony Adams retired that season. That's why I didn't use him at all. So Campbell was good, but I don't think I could get that second one in.
No, you needed a better defence. £4.56 million for the transfer budget next season.
And the one thing we did struggle with as well in this one was selling players.
We are been struggling with the same.
Anybody I wanted to sell who was a bit of money to generate more money for me, the big players like selling for 10, 15 million. I couldn't sell.
No
one was interested. I could sell the ones that was like 4 million, 5 million. When I only got 4 million and I need 20 million to buy a world-class player, it wasn't happening, was it?
No. Although, what I will say is you were falling for your old tricks again of the free transfers.
Oh, yeah.
Taking up all the wages and then going, where's all my budget gone?
When I'm only getting 4 million, because we do look at the budget before we start looking for players to me, and I've only got 4 million, I'm thinking to myself now, I've got to get a couple of freebies in if they're any good. So any good freebie coming in, I had to grab him because I knew I couldn't buy that caliber of player.
Yeah.
So, I know I'm falling for the old trick, and I'm learning from that, but in this save, I had to still get that free player.
Yeah. Yeah.
That goalkeeper. There was no way I was going to get a keeper of that caliber.
God, no. Barthez was definitely a good sign.
So, and I had to get one in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I think like where I was getting Thuram, you needed to get Thuram.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Fourth season, my goals tally, 66 for Ruud van Nistelrooy and 65 for Batistuta.
So you got over 150 goals for 3 strikers.
Yeah, 131 goals just from 2 strikers. 131 from 2 strikers. And they got some assists as well. And Andy Cole, just measly number 33. Absolutely mental. 40 assists from Ryan Giggs is incredible too. And my transfer budget for next season is only 6 million. I think we've been exhausting the installments a little bit, which has taken a couple of things out of our budgets too. Let's have a look at the points before we go into the final year. Season points for number 4 is Omega Luke with 9. Omega Dad with 2, meaning the total points is Omega Luke with 51. Omega Dad with 7. For the final window, I managed to accumulate an extra £27 million. Phil Neville left, Jaap Stam, David Jones, and John O'Shea for £7.5 million. So the very young John O'Shea going for a little bit of money there to Marseille. And I signed 3 players. Takanadi was the first one on a free transfer. A very good backup centre midfield. I mean, how imagine that as a backup for Roy Keane, because Roy Keane isn't going anywhere, so this guy comes in as a backup. Then I've got Gabriel Milito. We seen him earlier. £29 million. I needed a better left-sided centre back, and he has 20 pace and acceleration. So
like a whip it, isn't he?
with 18 positioning and 18 anticipation, who is getting past that?
I definitely wouldn't
He
have
also
done in my
has
time.
17 concentration. There's literally no chance you'd be able to get past him.
No.
He's so fast. He's also got 18 strength. So it's like, so even if you did manage to just slightly get ahead of him, he just push you back.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So Milito is one of the best centre-backs on the game right now. I've managed to pick him up for nearly £30 million. And then I also signed Antonio Conte.
We kept on laughing at this when we seen this, didn't we?
Yeah.
I can't believe his jumping reach was 20.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really remember him as a player.
No,
if you do. Let me know whether he was good in the air or not.
I honestly can't remember him as a player.
All I remember is seeing pictures of when he lost all his hair.
Yeah.
And then as a manager, he's got all his hair back.
I mean, I can remember going back in the I can remember him actually playing because I watched a lot of Italian football at the time. And I can remember him being in the team. But like you said, I can't remember him being brilliant.
No.
But I can never remember him being like dangerous in the air.
No. A lot of 20s that he's got in there as well. So I picked him up for £5.25 million from Juventus after not really playing that much for 17 games. So that's... I ain't changed tactic. I don't need
to what you look.
There's no point in looking, is it? Batistuta and Van Nistelrooy up front. The same team pretty much.
Your midfield didn't change, did it?
No. The actual starting 11 didn't change. Those 3 players have come in and they're not actually changing my starting 11, but I mean that's understandable, I guess. Conte didn't even make my bench by the looks of this. Let's have a look at Dad's. You signed 3 free transfers because you didn't have any money.
No.
So you sold Gael Clichy for 1.3 up to 3.2. Carreri for
I'm
3.3.
trying to make Rennes a bit worse than what they.
Yeah. You signed Salas from Lazio to begin with.
Yeah.
Another really good Chilean striker that we've seen in this video. Fernando Hierro. I remember him quite well.
Yeah.
A little bit slow, but he was good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Did he go to Bolton at this point? I think he was pretty sure he played for Bolton.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Knows a good manager when he sees one in Sam Allardyce.
Yeah.
And then Andrea Pirlo. This was before Pirlo adapted the Regista role. And
Yeah.
he was more of an attacking midfielder at the start of his career, playing from Inter Milan. Of course, he played for Inter, AC, and Juve, and probably the only player who could probably get away with doing that.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. So this was before he did that. But you got him on a free transfer in that final year. What a player he turned out to be, Andrea Pirlo. Just a joy to watch. 5th season, Dad.
Yeah.
5th different tactic.
Well, I'm not getting anywhere near you. That last season was your worst season, and that was the closest I got to you.
Yeah.
I've got 2 strikers up there that are really good, and I think I've got about 3 reserve strikers just in case any of them get injured as well. I mean,
Yeah.
the midfield was still really good.
Yeah.
I made my centre defenders a little bit better than what they were, so I've got a better defence.
Yeah.
I'm lethal going forward, so I'm just hoping this will work for me, really. I've got a good midfield that's going to work with each other. I just got to hope that you have a real bad season and I'll just wipe the floor with everything.
Oh, we'll see.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen, but...
Schedule, you've been conceding a lot of goals.
Yeah.
I did beat you in the Charity Shield.
So there you go. That was
There's
close.
one. 6-3 against Leeds, though. 5-3 against Sheffield Wednesday. Got a clean sheet against Everton, but then 6-4 against Middlesbrough. 5-1 in the League Cup first round.
It was my concern with it before we started simulating for the end of the season. I did say to you, I'm seem to be leaking goals again, but I was still scoring a lot, so I'll just hope, fingers crossed, and I'll just Kevin Keegan tactics, as I always say, will score more than you.
Champions League, you got Atletico Madrid, Lyon, and Rangers. Let's have a look at my schedule, what I've been up to. I've actually dropped points. Draw 2 games against Liverpool and Tottenham, unfortunately, obviously after the Charity Shield win. But I beat Coventry 5-0, Wimbledon 6-0, and Bradford 2-1. Now we found don't know whether it's like a weird glitch again or a bug. England players was on international duty.
Yeah.
And you only had Sol Campbell.
Yeah, I was lucky. I only had the one, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had 3, didn't
3
you?
or 4,
Yeah.
because I think I had obviously Beckham was in it, one of my centre backs I think was in it or something like that. So I was missing a few players, and actually I think I picked up a couple of really bad injuries as well. Van Bronckhorst, Ryan Giggs is out for 2 months even. That could be a problem. Champions League group, I've got Barcelona, Karabag, and Waterford from Ireland. Fair play to them for getting to the Champions League. 5th and final season. The points are 51-7. So I think it's over. But let's simulate this final year and find out what happens. And for the 5th and final season, 4 wins in a row. And there's a big fat 0 next to the loss.
We haven't even lost a game now.
The Invincibles.
So I haven't gained 2 points for a start. No, I've lost 2 points.
Actual Arsenal fans are going to hate this video.
Oh, 100%. Where they think I was turning into an Arsenal fan, they know I'm not now.
And also, I've done the Invincibles, and I've squashed all like the things to dream about the Invincibles. Yeah. Right, okay. 123 goals. I only conceded 12. I don't think I've ever seen such a low tally. That's like better than the AC Milan one.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Goal difference
more
111.
goals than
You did, yeah, but you also conceded 63.
50 goals more.
Incredible, really, isn't it? Profile. Neither of us won the goal scorer. That was Victor Fernandez from Middlesbrough.
Where did Middlesbrough finish? 11th.
11th in the league. I mean, he's very good.
Goal difference -8.
Batistuta had the highest average rating. We got Vieri up there as well. David Beckham with 20 assists. They're back getting the most assists, which is good to see. But had 26 clean sheets. Only 12 games he conceded a goal in. That's absolutely mental. Roy Keane got 14 yellow cards.
So he conceded 12 goals. Didn't you concede 12 goals as well, though? So it was 12 games in 12 goals?
11 goals.
Was it 11?
I know, I did see... Yeah, how does that work out? I'm going to have to see this. This is ridiculous. Oh, hang on. FA Cup win. Knocked out the quarterfinal of the Champions League by Arsenal. Could have won the FA Cup. Not the FA Cup. The Champions League. I beat West Ham in the FA Cup. I've got to see this. Right, so if I just go to leagues in the Premiership, there's a couple of 9-0s in there. Look. So I don't think I conceded more than 1 goal in a game other than Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday there was I conceded 2 at home, and the rest of it was only 1 goal. Oh, Liverpool 2.
Yeah.
So there was only 2 games where I conceded more than 1 goal. That's dominance, isn't it?
Yeah, you deserve to win it then, really.
Yeah, with the same tactic, basically, of what I started
Well, you have the
with.
same tactic and the same midfield, which was the core of your team by a mile. It's just so good, wasn't it?
That was incredible, really. Right, Arsenal. What did you do in the final season? Did you win any trophies or not? No.
Beaten by Real Madrid.
Real Madrid in the semi-final. Man City knocked you out in the fourth round of the Wellington Cup. They're not even in the league. No, they're not. Coming back from the dead and doing it.
Tottenham beat me in the FA Cup.
Tottenham in the FA Cup.
Oh, God.
Hilarious. Semi-final by Real Madrid, who went on to face Liverpool in the final and beat them after extra time. Fair play. You knocked me out 9-7 on aggregate. Look at that one as well, 9-3. There's so many goals. I mean, I was conceding a lot in Europe.
Yeah.
Conceded 9 in Europe. That's only 2 less in 2 games than what I did in 38. That's absolutely mental. Arsenal, Dad, you had 48 goals from Christian Vieri, 39 from Thierry Henry.
Yeah, see, that's why I've done bad. Terry let me down this
Yeah.
season.
Montella only got 24 as well. So that's where you struggled a little bit. If anybody wants to take this over on the Patreon or the channel membership, Dad's only got £2.8 million. Man United side, though, 64 goals from Batistuta. 38 from Andy Cole, 34 from Rude. What are you doing, Rude? That's not good enough, in my
So you
opinion.
nearly got to the 150 again with the free strikers.
Yeah, and then assist-wise, 34 from David Beckham, which is extremely high. My transfer budget was
Couldn't touch
7
it.
million
Couldn't
for
touch
anybody
it,
who
could I?
takes it on. No, not at all. The players coming through, we didn't take a look at it each time, but the likes of Johnny Evans and Gerard Piqué's come through. I'm sure people would be interested, so I am willing to show you. But if we take a look at Cristiano Ronaldo, he is still at Sporting. You can get him for £13 million. Lionel Messi should have just come through. There he is at 16.
16, he's right up to
But
21 million.
that's realistic, isn't it?
Oh,
Messi
yeah.
at 16 was
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
he's come through 2 years ago. The other one that I always like to have a look at is Wazaruni. Because at Everton, still 18 years of age when he burst onto the scene pretty much and signed for Man United, he looks incredible there
Yeah, it's
as well.
aggression 18, so it's definitely right, isn't it?
Yeah, that was very realistic. Yeah, very realistic. So fantastic stuff. The points are as follows. In season number 5, Omega Luke got 11 points to Omega Dad's 2, meaning the total points was Omega Luke with 62, Omega Dad with 9. So Dad, I actually had more points than you every single year than what you had in total.
Well, your worst season, which was what, season 4?
Season 4 with 9.
So you, I couldn't even beat you with just 1 season and
No.
I have 5 seasons.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
I mean, your team, it was.
We
hell of-
knew I'd had the advantage.
Yeah, it was hell of a side, wasn't it? I mean, when we got the game in and we started loading it, we both said to each other we wanted to play the 4-4-2, didn't we?
Yeah.
With the Arsenal team, it wasn't right for me to play the 4-4-2 as much as I wanted to be realistic. But your team, you had to play the 4-4-2 because that's what
Just fits so
it
well.
fitted it so well, didn't it? And it proved that because you've done it for the full 5 seasons. So
Yeah.
well done. It was. I mean, I think that was realistic, though. I think United at that
Yeah.
particular time, with that midfield that they added, were the best team around at that
Yeah,
time.
I agree.
Fergie done a really good job building that side.
Yeah.
And you just, with that, so that you just filled in the spots that were when the Nevilles were leaving and things like that. And when you had to bring a new goalkeeper in, you were bringing in good. So I just couldn't touch it, could I?
No, absolutely not.
No.
So there we go. If you want to have a look at the save game file, maybe you want to pinch this tactic that managed to do it all, this basic offset of 4-4-2, then you can do on the channel membership. Just press join underneath this YouTube video or go to patreon.com/OmegaLukeGaming if you want to find it there. But thank you very much. Why not check out this video, because it is the full Glory Hunter setup that we did across all the seasons until one of us completed Glory Hunter. Go watch it now. It's the full movie.